Hey everybody, Healthy Prepper here with some unusual uses for the prepper for hydrogen peroxide. Now this is a staple in my prepping supplies. I strongly believe in it for treating scratches and abrasions and wounds, to handle them quickly and get them done so you don't have to worry about them becoming severely infected or anything like that. But this little bottle has many more purposes other than just wound cleaning. Now, first little disclaimer here is that hydrogen peroxide has been around forever and has been a very, very successful antiseptic, but has gotten some bad press lately. And many of the medical community, much of the medical community has jumped on the bandwagon saying that it's not very good for wound healing and it will destroy healing tissue and this and that. But you know, from my perspective, I've used it as a child. I've never had bad scarring because of it. Everything is healed extremely well because of it. So I'm going with my gut instinct and my inner self that's telling me that, you know, big drug companies can't make money off of hydrogen peroxide because it's, you know, it's just been around forever and it's probably non-patentable at this point. And that type of thing. So they're trying to sell you all the fancy stuff. Another thing to note is if you have a cut, it's a wonderful substance that you can pour into a cut, which will get deep into the cut and clean out the, like, let's say you got stabbed with something, or you know, you were working out in the garden and you know, digging in the earth and you stuck something deep into a finger. It can, the liquid, the fact that it's like a water, it can go deep into the wound, where something like a neosporin or a polysporin is a thick gel and it may not get into the very base of the wound. Plus, hydrogen peroxide is drying, so it will help a scab form more quickly, which leads to healing from the bottom up as opposed to sides closed. The biggest concern about hydrogen peroxide is that the tissue that's growing from the sides will get destroyed before it actually meets and forms a nice happy surface on the top. Well, your body will heal whether the sides come together or not. You either heal sides together or bottom up, and this stuff will do the trick in most cases. Another good thing to know is that it's very good against gangrene, which a lot of other antibiotics are resistant to. So that's good to know in any excuse me. Any SHTF scenario or apocalyptic pinch. You don't want to have gangrene become a problem, because you will lose toes and fingers, and that can progress up the body, up the leg and stuff like that. So definitely good to know. Anyway, here are some unusual tips that preppers can use for hydrogen peroxide. One is, and some of these are obvious and some might be new to you. One is cleaning counter surfaces and cutting boards. You can put hydrogen peroxide in a spray bottle straight, or you can do 50-50 with water and hydrogen peroxide and mist it across countertops and cutting surfaces. It makes an excellent surface cleaner. It is a bleach. This is basically the same stuff that hair colorists use to bleach hair. It comes in different formations. There's only one food grade formation, which is 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. And you have to be careful with that one because you cannot drink it straight. It has to be diluted quite a bit down, and there's certain specific ways to do that. You have to be very careful. But it, so also the stuff you get from the drugstore, you can gargle with it, but don't swallow it. It's not made to swallow because of some impurities that are in it. So you definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so anyway, you can clean countertops and wooden cutting boards, which is a great thing to do. Number two, you can sprout seeds with it. Adding about an ounce or so of the 3%, which is the regular version of the drugstore version of the hydrogen peroxide, to about 1 pint of water. Soak your sprouting seeds overnight and then dump it out, and then once or twice a day add the same amount of hydrogen peroxide to the water that you use for rinsing the sprouting seeds. And I have a video on sprouting seeds if you want to see that. Number 3, it's an excellent rinse for rinsing veggies. Let's say from your garden or from the grocery store. You bring your veggies home. A lot of these veggies are sitting in a bin, open in the grocery store. You don't know who's touched them or what's come into contact with them. Even the packaged ones, they need to be cleaned. Throw them in your sink, fill your sink up, put in about a quarter cup of 3%, the regular drugstore hydrogen peroxide, and rinse your veggies. Hydrogen peroxide has the ability to kill salmonella, E. coli, and many other Shigella, these other bacteria that can cause severe diarrhea and intestinal problems. So it's a good thing to know. Again, it has the bleaching action. Okay, next is cleaning sponges. Let's say in an SHTF situation, you're trying to clean your food decks, your countertops, your cooking surfaces, and you're reusing sponges because you don't have any paper towel left because nobody makes it anymore. It's a good idea to soak your sponges periodically in a bowl of hydrogen peroxide, 50-50, for about 15 minutes with water, 50% hydrogen peroxide, 50% water. That will help cleanse the sponge. Sponges tend to be bacteria ridden, so important to clean your sponge periodically. Another thing is the old mouthwash / infected gums gargle. Another 50-50 rinse, 50% hydrogen peroxide, 3% and 50% water. Gargle with it, do not swallow it. But this is good if you have gingivitis, infected gums, even if you have a toothache. Sometimes the problem is the gum, or the infection is lying next to between the gum and the root of the tooth, and sometimes the liquid of the hydrogen peroxide can get down there and disinfect. Now, a word to be cautious with is hydrogen peroxide in the mouth every once in a while is good. Too much can cause gum sensitivity and tooth sensitivity. So you probably have heard of people using hydrogen peroxide to bleach their teeth. They gargle with it every day, but after a while, a lot of these people will find that their teeth become sensitive, and you may not want to do that for prolonged periods. But definitely good in any pinch or any gum infection, mouth infection. Next one is hydrogen peroxide kills mold. So if you have mold in the house anywhere, it's a very effective mold treatment. I'm not sure if it kills every kind of mold, but for your average household mold, it's definitely going to help with that. So it's another example of what a great cleaning agent it is. Another thing would be a detoxifying bath for any type of skin infections or bug bite situations. Let's say you've got a lot of mosquito bites, or possibly which you've scratched and subsequently infected. You can sit in a tub of water with a cup of hydrogen peroxide, very dilute, into the water, which I'm all talking the 3% here, not the super strong 35%. Into your bath water, and that will help disinfect your skin overall. Again, you always want to not overuse this. Your skin is very sensitive, and you have a special layer that sits on the surface of your skin made of oils and chemicals that your skin produces to protect it, and any submersion in any type of substance over a long period of time can wear away at this skin mantle, which is designed to protect your skin from invaders, bacteria, virus, fungus, things like that. This will help. So anyway, basically, you can do it every once in a while. It's not something you want to soak in every night. Okay. The next thing would be mite infestation. Sometimes you will find in a SHTF or apocalyptic pinch situation where cleanliness and godliness may have gone out the window, and you might find you're infested with mites, skin mites. You can actually take a bath, again, in the dilute hydrogen peroxide formula, possibly 1 cup in a bathtub, and this will help kill any mites on the body. This is also good to know for groin mite infestation, things like that too. Things tend to grow during times of strife. Another thing to think about is on the disinfecting line is if you have a rain barrel or you have a Berkey filter system, you may want to consider a periodic hydrogen peroxide rinse to kill any mold, fungus, bacteria, virus that have infiltrated your filter system. This would be a good way to do a light bleaching or a anti-mold cleansing of these systems. The next thing would be, oh, that's it. I've covered them all. And I just want you to remember, do not swallow this, especially if you get it from the drugstore. And light destroys this. So it loses about 10% of its efficacy per year. So that'll give you an idea about how long a bottle will last. But I think it's a good idea to have lots of this on stock if you are a prepper. I strongly believe in, if you've got a cut, scrape, sore, or wound, take a Q-tip, a clean Q-tip, and you pour the hydrogen peroxide into the cap, and then you dip the clean Q-tip once into the cap full of hydrogen peroxide, and you apply it to the wound surface. Do not reuse this. Turn it over. Again, dip the clean Q-tip in, reapply. The school of thought is that in wound cleaning that you want to apply the hydrogen peroxide and let it sit on there for probably about, I would say anywhere between 2 and 10 minutes to do its disinfection, destruction of the bacteria in the wound. Then you want to rinse it away because it's so harmful to the skin that the little edges of the tissue growing together won't find their way together and you'll end up with a horrible scar. Again, I've never seen this happen, and I've healed hundreds of wounds this way. But, you know, there's a lot of talk about it out there in the medical world. I leave it up to you. Be wise, be smart. Consider this part of your arsenal if you feel comfortable with it. I definitely want it in mine, and I always keep it in a dark bottle. Remember, if you're going to use it for cleaning purposes, to be spraying your countertops, find a dark spritzer bottle, okay, so that it doesn't get exposed to light, so that it will retain its efficacy for a much longer time. And you will be one happy and healthy prepper. Take care, everyone.